I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, drive them insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Fear for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.
Everywhere.
What's up, everybody? We are back for this episode of Fireflies Forever, and we actually have a jam-packed episode. We've got, obviously, we have memories like we do every week. We've got a very close-up look at Halloween Horror Nights, and I'll just leave that there for now. And obviously, we're going to talk about Clash at Paris, not just the match, but as I bring Chris on screen here, Chris, that entrance,
Oh my
the
gosh.
crowd,
That literally brought tears to my eyes seeing all the Fireflies. And
Man.
that was unbelievable.
man, it was just tremendous.
Isn't it crazy? We talked for so long about when are the Wyatt Sicks ever going to be on PLE, and now they've been on a couple in such a short amount of time. It's awesome.
Yeah. So we're going to talk about all of that because, again, when I heard that pop, when I heard the crowd singing along,
Mm-hmm.
and I got a little misty eye too.
Yep.
So we'll definitely talk about that. So welcome everyone. We're so glad that you're joining us this week. I'm going to go ahead and say this now. If you don't mind, drop a like on the video, and if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. We're glad that you're here and would love for you to be a part of the family. So so man, we got a lot to get into. So as we do every week, we're going to start out with memories. Chris has a video, so I'm going to have him set that up, and we'll talk about it on the other side.
So one of our favorite things that me and Jodie always used to do was she just like me, she loved fall a lot. Fall has always been my favorite season. Hers was too. And there's this really awesome apple orchard about a half an hour away from us that we like to go to a lot. They not only do they have apples and stuff, but pumpkin patch, and they have this little like petting zoo area and stuff. And so this is a video from a few years ago of us going there, and Logan got to feed a pony for the first time in the petting zoo.
Hold your hand out.
They gave video of me.
Come here.
I give him one more piece.
Wow.
You need a lot. I want the cup.
Don't give
No, you gotta put it in your hand, Logan.
Put it in your hand.
You can't eat it like that.
you know, pet him.
Yeah, you should pet him. And, next stop. Dad, I petted wild.
Wyatt's interested.
Yeah. The pony's interested in him. He's like, what's that down
Rocks. Don't feed it rocks.
That's awesome, man. That's awesome, man. What a great video. Thank you so much for sharing it, Chris. It's awesome stuff, man. So we're gonna move to artwork, but before I do that, I'm gonna shout out folks in the chat. So Hanzo, Silverback, let's see here, James Chadwick, Deanna, who says she has a great theory for how the Righteous could potentially bring Karrion Kross back to WWE. I'm going to ask her for that here
Oh
shortly.
yeah, definitely.
Yeah, Zach saying it's National Blueberry Popsicle Day. Zach always has the random, like whatever day it is, he always has those for us. You can count on him for that. So thank you, Zach. Clown Jeremy Dunderman. As I said, I have some new. I have some new sounds and everything. I'm going to play this one for Jeremy since this is appropriate given this show. There you go. So thank you, Jeremy, for being a member of the channel. All right, so we got some artwork. So I'm going to do this here, and Chris knows I talked to him about this earlier. Hey, Alicia. I typically don't share any edits or anything that I do. I do quite a few things, and I typically don't share. I sit on it because for whatever reason, I'm afraid of people saying it sucks. So I stepped outside of my comfort zone today, and I posted an edit that I put together. And I just want to say thank you to everyone for being so kind and everything with your feedback. So thank you all so much. But let me make this full screen now. So here's my edit of the Wyatt Sicks with the Fiend in the background. So yeah. Just throwing.
It's awesome, dude. I love it.
I appreciate it, man.
You know the page, it's called The Abomination.
Mm-hmm.
I saw he shared it.
Yeah, I did see that. I really appreciate that. Yeah, I was kind of blown away at the response I got because, like I said, I'm just always so critical of my work. So I'm like, that sucks. I'm not going to share it, but I appreciate everyone being so kind. And I did put a lot of work into it, and this won't be the last one that I create and share. So,
awesome.
Yeah. So, speaking of awesome, though, I saw a lot of posts from our great friend Nicole, and man, so.
Oh wow.
Yeah, like. Dude, some of these is crazy. Like, here's the next one.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So she creates all of this herself, guys. So aside from being a brilliant and talented artist, she extends her artistic abilities into making these costumes and everything. So man, what a talent, man.
It's awesome and creepy at the same time.
At the same time, exactly.
Good. Wow, is this hers too?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, all of these are hers. So yeah,
that's awesome. I love that.
So great, man. And obviously,
oh man, that's very cool. Love the tag belts in there.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. And I love this, dude.
Oh wow.
I love that,
man. That's so cool.
Yeah, man. And that's also why I get intimidated by sharing stuff, because I'm like, dude, you get people like Nicole and Brittany and so many others, Black Mass Designs and all these people. And it's like, man, they do some truly amazing work. So shout out to all of you, and shout out to Nicole. Just brilliant. Just brilliant. Great stuff there. All right, so we're gonna go into our newly added segment, topics and reactions. So, Chris, we we've been living vicariously through people who have been putting out uh, who've been putting out videos and sharing pictures and everything. And I want to shout out Joe. Joe has a friend, Joey G, who went to Halloween Horror Nights, who gave us a ton of photos. I made a video, but I just wanted to talk about, Chris, your reaction to some of the response that we've gotten thus far about Halloween Horror Nights, and in particular, the Wyatt Sicks attraction.
From what I've seen of it, is completely mind blowing. Actually, if you go on to YouTube and search for it, I think I've seen several up there. I found a video of somebody actually walking through the whole haunted house with the Wyatt. They got some of the other ones too, but I just watched the Wyatt Sicks one. And man, it starts out in the it looks like Gorilla from when they debuted, and they it had the mass murder scene with Chad Gable. Like that's where you start out walking through the haunted house, and they have the characters in different places and stuff, and you end up going into the Firefly Fun House and stuff. But like, man, it was amazing just to see that stuff come to life to where us people can experience it. 'Cause, obviously the WWE wrestlers have gotten to experience that kind of stuff, but not us regular people. And so it's so cool to see Bray's vision brought to life, and it's something that us normal people can go to. I wish I could, but
yeah.
Try to see some other people enjoying it and see their pictures and videos and stuff, because it looks amazing.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And speaking of that, like I said, I had like 83 photos. So what I said was, you know what, I'm going to try my best to put them all in a video, because there's no way that we can get through all of them in an hour. But I'm going to put them all in a short video so everybody can kind of see. So this is kind of a first-hand view of the Wyatt Sicks at Halloween Horror Nights. And hey, Sean Rousseau, hopefully you are doing well. He said that even Kevin Owens made a post about it. So here you go, folks. Yeah, here you go, folks. Up close and personal look. There we go.
Wow.
There we go. So yeah, I will put a full video up on the channel of that. The full video is like 10 minutes long, so I didn't want to do that in the middle of the show, but that's just a little sneak preview of the Wyatt Sicks at Halloween Horror Nights. So Chris, man, what'd you think of that look? And I know you sent me that video before, that's on YouTube, so I'm gonna see if I can find that so I can shout that out and put that in the link. But what'd you think of those photos, man?
I'm going to echo what Deanna just said about the detail and stuff. That's one thing I noticed when the pictures and videos that I've seen of it. Like, the details are just insane. Like the symbol. They have the Wyatt Sicks symbol and stuff drawn in places, and like the "let me in," the "we're here," like this. Everywhere they could, they put things in to just page, and like the "thank you" Wyndham on the post-it note. Like there's just so many little details in there, which is perfect for Bray. That's what he was all about, and just to see his vision come to life, and now just in light of all this, I've heard these encounter stories and stuff about how some other wrestlers said how much he used to talk about how he would have a haunted house there someday.
Mm-hmm.
He lived around that area and knew about Halloween Horror Nights, and he always said that he was going to have a haunted house there. So I wish he was here to see it, but it's so cool that it actually happened and got to come to life and hit his everything from his mind.
Yeah, man. I heard that story too about him saying he was gonna have one there one day. I wish he was here to see it, but I know that where he is, he's looking down and he's in it,
and this has got to mean so much to Bo.
Oh my gosh, yes. Oh my gosh, absolutely, man.
So, how many people now are getting to experience the things that he created that may have never even heard of him before or seen
Right.
this stuff before? Like,
right.
so
I mean, he's appealing to people who now may say, you know what? I need to go check out this WWE stuff. Maybe it's a little bit cooler than what I thought it was.
Yeah,
So,
I could see people saying like, I had no idea they had like horror stuff.
Yeah. So, man. So yeah, again, thank you, Joe. Thank you, Joey G, for those photos, man. We really appreciate that. Awesome first-hand, up close and personal look at everything that they
and
have.
also, you never know what this could spawn. This haunted house is really successful. Who knows? We could get that comic book or graphic novel we wanted, or you just never know what could come from this.
Yeah, or even that movie.
Yeah,
or special. Looking at you, Netflix and Peacock. Just saying. Deanna saying, shout out to Taylor. He's been killing it with the Wyatt stuff, the backstage segments. So I actually want to get there. That's the first thing that I want to get to after Deanna, your theory, because you said that you have a theory of how the Righteous could bring Karrion Kross back to WWE. Now, there's been a lot of reports that imminently, was what I've seen, the Righteous will be showing up in WWE. Chris, have you seen rumors or reports? And if so, what are your thoughts?
I actually haven't. I mean, other than, we've been talking about some of their tweets and stuff for a while, but I hadn't heard anything concrete to suggest that they might be coming to WWE. So that's really awesome to hear. I really hope that comes true.
Yeah, I hope it's true, man, because we could use more horror to that point, that previous point. We could use more in WWE. Clown saying got to be really cool for his kids, and Brody Lee Jr. and his brother can go to a theme park and see that. Yeah. I'm sure that his family, his really, really, really tight, close friends, I'm sure they're
getting the VIP treatment.
Yeah. And I think also probably something even more heartwarming for them is seeing the absolute positive, just joyous reaction getting online. So, all right. So Deanna's saying they need to make the Righteous like the backstage guys taking people down. Everyone thinks it's the Wyatts, but no.
That'd be cool.
I like that. That would be cool.
Yeah, I would love to see them connected to the Wyatt Sicks somehow.
Yeah. Because, I mean, let's be honest, there's unfinished business. Deanna saying, then they show up, creepy reveal, Only they say they are following his orders. I like that too. I like where you're going with this.
Yeah.
The killer is coming. I like
Maybe
it.
they talk about following the words of the Red.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
Now they're following. I like that. I like that, Deanna. That's a great theory. I'd love for them to bring back Karrion Kross. She's saying then we get Cross and Scarlett back. I would love for them to be able to do that.
Did you see him show up in GCW?
I did see a clip.
Awesome.
Yeah, I did see a clip. That was
Shotzi beat Matt Cardona.
Yeah. Yeah. Brandon saying over under 50% chance the Wyatt Sicks hold the titles into 2026. That's a good question. I'm interested to see what the rest of the chat thinks. Because I think there's I'd say 50%, might even be a little low, Brandon. I think they keep them the rest of the year. I don't know why I think that, but
I kind of think so too. I mean, especially now they've had a couple of good defenses, and it just feels like things are building. Like we're finally, the train's back on the track now. It got derailed for a while, but I feel like they're picking up momentum now. They're finding their rhythm and their groove, fitting into SmackDown really well, into these storylines. You know, I keep hearing rumors that they might be having a program with MFTs soon. That would be awesome. So I definitely feel like they could keep them on there for a while to help really just solidify them and help build them up.
Yeah.
And I feel like we could end up getting some more gold for some of the other members too. We've already seen some of the other members eyeing other people with titles. So I think it would be awesome if they put some more gold on them.
I think the takeover may be coming, honestly.
Did you see, I can't remember where it was, Bo just recently did an interview with somebody, and he said something to I don't remember his exact words, but something to the effect of, just wait, like big things are coming with the Wyatt Sicks.
I haven't seen that, but now I got to go find it.
Yeah, I can't remember who it was, but somebody just interviewed him like within the last week or so.
Oh, wow.
And he said that.
That's amazing, man. Well, Deanna talking about Bo, how he's been killing it with everything.
Yeah.
I want to ask you and the rest of the chat this question. What did you think of Bo, not Uncle Howdy, talking to the Street Profits on SmackDown?
I thought it was awesome. I did a big reaction. I was like, oh shit, there's Bo, not Howdy. We haven't seen him for a while. Not since they came back to actually see Bo and interacting with other wrestlers too. You know, when we have seen him, it's usually just been in videos or vignettes. So I thought that's really cool to see that. And you know, it's really driving home this thing that, you know, that there's two sides to Bo. Right.
I mean, it really is driving home that point that, hey, even the way commentary talks about them, they're confused, which I love it.
Yeah.
Because it just adds to it, in my opinion. What's up, Hanzo?
Yeah, I mean, and it's such a good callback to Bray, too, because, you know, that used to happen. He'd come out as the Fiend, and then he'd show up as Funhouse Bray to people, and commentary would do the same thing. They'd be confused with, like, you know, why is he doing that? Which one is he? You know, things like that. Like, I love that he's able to do that. And now what he's, you know, the things he's saying to these tag teams, he's planting those seeds, which in a way, you think about who was doing that recently. Karrion Kross was planting those seeds in people, and got, you know, look what he did to the New Day, got them to turn and stuff. And you know, it's looking like Bo's planting these seeds now in the Street Profits. And we've already, in the beginning of that match, we started to see a little bit of tension between them. Like, I think we could be seeing a breakup for them coming soon.
I agree, and I definitely want to dive more into that, because you can definitely see Bo in this instance questioning their brotherhood, questioning their bond. How strong is your bond really? What, I love that aspect of it because again, like you said, we end up seeing them at the beginning of the match, and we ended up getting this this tag match at Clash at Paris, and we're going to come back to the entrance. But I want to get there because we got this at the very beginning. That discussion from Bo, and you could kind of see the fractures in the team over the last little bit, but after that conversation, you see this.
Yeah.
It looks like that conversation is leading to them, like Clown just said, not being on the same page. Is it deeper than that? Is my question.
Yeah, so, and I'm really curious to see what's going to happen now. I would love to see Bo come back and talk to them again this week. Now, after losing again, he could say something else to them to just further that wedge that they're failures. They failed in Paris. They didn't get the job done, get those titles back. So that's just more and more fuel for Bo to use on them to drive that wedge.
Yeah, I guess I want to ask this here. What do we think is next for the Street Profits? Do you think they survive this, or do you think that they end up breaking up? Because if I'm not mistaken, a couple weeks ago or even last week, Montez posted a video on his Instagram, and it was basically like, hey, you got to go back to who you were and all these different things. And it was awesome. I don't know how many people saw it, but go check it out. Go check out his page if you get a chance. But what do you think is happening with the Street Profits?
I really think they are going to split. I think Bo is going to just further this separation between them, and I think it's almost a prophecy that he is saying that he sees it coming. I think it will happen. I think they'll do it, and a lot of people for a long time I've heard have wanted to see a solo run from Montez because he's just insanely talented. So I think it would be cool if they broke them up for a while and let them each do their own thing, go after some singles titles or something like that. Maybe even fight each other. That could be cool too.
Yeah. I think I completely agree. Montez, out of the two, I think you could say Montez is maybe the definite superstar of the two if you were to split them up. But Angelo Dawkins is incredible as well. He's super talented, super athletic for his size. He's awesome too, but I think Montez is just undeniable.
Yeah, for sure. I could definitely see him being a big solo star.
Yeah. Hanzo's saying winners have to be on the same team, have to have the same mentality to win, to support each other. They won't last until the new year. Montez is the bigger star. So yeah, we agree. Alicia's saying also with Miz and Mello, very true.
Definitely gonna fail.
Yeah. Well, let's stop right there because I feel like that's a good point, and that's kind of back to Brandon's comment why I feel like the Wyatts will be champions until 2026. They are systematically breaking down teams in the tag division. So what do you think about that approach, Chris? Do you think that's what we're getting, and how do you think the tag team division fares on SmackDown because of that approach?
Yeah, I think that's exactly. Go back to when the Wyatts first started targeting the tag team division and some of the things that were said in there, and how I believe Bo even said your brotherhood will be tested, and mentioned something about how all these teams were just fighting over those belts, and that's all they really cared about. It was that their bonds would be tested and stuff, and that they would end up going against each other, losing it because of the desire for those belts and stuff. So yeah, I think that that was a prophecy that we're now starting to see come to fruition. That they've been just tearing apart the tag team division slowly, one team after the other, for a while now. So I think we're just going to continue to see that, and especially the Street Profits have been kind of the focal point, as they were the champs for a bit there, and so I think that they're kind of the big one that's really going to crumble.
Yeah, I think the other part of this that makes this so cool and such a Bray thing is, yes, the Wyatt Sicks are the champs and they are beating these teams in the ring 1, 2, 3. But the way that they're breaking these teams down is psychologically.
Mm-hmm.
They're making them question each other and question each other's motivations for their teams, which I think is such a Bray thing to do. And that mind game that you want to see them play. I think that's the brilliance and why this feels so awesome, I think, for me as a fan of the Wyatt Sicks and of Bray Wyatt.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So I want to go back though. I want to go back to the entrance.
And shout out to the Street Profits too. As a big gamer and a fan of Borderlands, that their attire and entrance and stuff was awesome. I really dug that.
Wanted to shout that out. Yeah, that was awesome. So yeah, that gear was on point. That was on point. Silverback saying, I heard Rowan and Bo defended the titles on the live event.
I did hear about that.
Wonder if they'll ever do that on TV. That's interesting.
Yeah, that would be really cool. I'd love to see them use some Freebird rules.
Yeah. Deanna saying psychology goes back to Nightbird and the cave as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let's talk about this entrance, man, because again, we both talked about how emotional it was. I want to get the thoughts of everyone in chat. What did you think of this entrance? What did you think of how the crowd was with the Wyatt Sicks? I mean, again, shout out to the Paris crowd. Y'all were awesome.
Yeah.
The whole night. No shocker there, but y'all were awesome. But what did you think of this entrance?
I was so happy to see it. I'm happy to see that that's still a thing, that people still turn on their phone lights, just like they used to do for Bray. And it really, there was this shot that they did just kind of from like the entrance perspective, looking out the crowd. It reminded me so much of a shot that they did during Extreme Rules right before Bray, when Bray was coming back, when the music first started playing. He's got the whole world in his hands, and you just saw out just a sea of lights of everyone doing that. And it reminded me so much of that, and so it just it brought a smile to my face and a tear to my eye at the same time.
Yeah.
But yeah. And I love the stage set they did too, with that big Eiffel Tower and everything, all the LED screens and lights and stuff they had on it, and then they had it all lit up in Fireflies too. It was absolutely perfect. Like that's an entrance that I will definitely go back and watch over and over again for time.
Yeah, and the other thing added to that, so seeing everyone do the Fireflies, seeing the Eiffel Tower lit up the way it was in the arena and everything, but the crowd singing along.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. It was.
Oh yeah.
It just connected the moment for me. And honestly, I feel like if I had been there in person, I would have cried uncontrollably.
Oh yeah.
Honestly. I mean, just gonna throw that out there. Call me whatever you want, but yeah. What a moment, man. What a moment that was. And then we get into the match. Obviously, the Wyatts win. What, Chris and everyone in chat, what did you think of the match? And before I do that, let me Silverback saying best entrance by them yet. Do you
hands down?
Hands down. Yeah, I think I completely agree with that statement. What did you think of the match, Chris and everyone in chat?
I thought it was a solid match. Nice, lots of back and forth. I mean, these teams have gotten to know each other. They've wrestled a few times now, so I feel like they have really good in-ring chemistry together, and just love some of the little things that they did, like Montez trying to go back in the ring and Nikki Cross coming out from under the ring, grabbing his leg and then Howdy came over and gave him a Sister Abigail. Like, I love those little things like that and stuff, just to see them get involved, and that everyone is helping to get them to win.
Yeah, and it's like they ride that line of, are they heels? Really are they heels?
Yeah.
And I love that. I love that they're a family.
Yeah.
They're a family.
Exactly. They would do anything for each other, and I love that. We talked about it before. I love the callback to the Wyatt family because they were the same way. Bray would get involved and do stuff to help Rowan and Harper when they were having a tag match or something, or vice versa. And just like the Bray's match with Kane at SummerSlam, the Inferno match.
Mm-hmm.
How Harper and Rowan did everything they could to figure out a way to get in there and help Bray. Like, I love that because that's what families do.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Silverback, yeah, he said we think alike. You said that about heels as soon as I sent that. He's saying they're trying to make them heel, but is it really working? It's not, because
they're always going to be cheered because of what they're, who they are, and what they're doing. Everyone loves Bray, and them honoring Bray is automatically going to get people to, just like we just talked about, all those people putting up the Fireflies. Like, people love them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think the best thing for me, at least from my perspective, if I were the one writing about any of this or doing anything with the storyline, is I wouldn't define them as good or bad. I think the dynamic that you have currently, where it's quite literally they will do anything for one another.
Yeah, they'll do whatever needs to be done. And, if they see someone as bad, they're going to go after them, and they'll do whatever they need to remedy that.
Yeah, and I think for that reason, it's relatable to people, because I mean, you can put yourself in that situation. I mean, yes, this is entertainment, but if it came down to it and you had to do whatever to protect your family, you would do it, and that's what makes it relatable.
A friend of mine that's a big Star Wars nut once told me that that's what he liked about Anakin Skywalker. When you see him turning towards Darth Vader, and you overlook that a lot when you watch the original movies. You just say, "Oh, Darth Vader's bad," blah blah blah. But when you actually see how he turned that way, it's like, man, that could be me. Like,
I get it.
All he was doing was trying to save the woman he loved, and he ended up consuming him and turning bad. Like, any of us could be in that position. So yeah, I like that aspect of, like, all of us could do some of these things.
Yeah. Alicia's saying, remember, Jeff and Chris, you just got to believe. Phase, is AJ Lee returning? I certainly hope so.
Tune in to SmackDown Friday night to see.
I certainly hope so. I think, what's the saying about dead clocks? They're usually
right twice a day.
Twice a day. So I think some of the reporting on this is actually correct this time. And I think she will probably be back at some point. Because I
definitely teased it. We'll see if that happens, but they've definitely teased it.
I mean, at this point, it is just blatantly in our faces.
You see, after Clash in Paris, somebody had a sign about CM Punk bring AJ back, and Punk even went and grabbed it and like held it up.
Oh, I didn't see that.
Yeah,
I didn't see that.
He was walking out after the match, and he like stopped and looked at it, like went over to him, grabbed the sign, held it up.
Oh man, that's awesome! I gotta go see if I can find that. Sean saying, I enjoyed the match. It showcased both teams, and the Wyatt Sicks will win by any means necessary. Yes. Deanna saying she's coming. Silverback saying, I actually like heels better, to be honest.
It creates
Especially-
this interesting dynamic too. Of you think about, we've seen several title defenses now, and every time we've seen Rowan and Nikki and Howdy get involved and stuff. So it's like, what's someone going to have to do to finally beat them? How is anyone going to be able to overcome the Wyatt Sicks numbers and neutralize those outside forces? Like they're a force to be reckoned with. It's going to be tough for anybody to take those belts from them.
Like, Chris, I think the only way that happens is if someone gets hip, and if one of these teams gets hip and says, you know what, for our tag title match, we want to ban the rest of the Wyatt Sicks from ringside. Then you get to see how do the Wyatt Sicks, if they're in trouble, get through that and still be victorious. How does the family still come into play without being ringside? Is that the direction that they go? I'm curious to see.
And then, given who they are, there's some cool things that they could do with that. Say the lights go out and the video plays to distract them or something like that. Like, there's so many cool things they could do.
Exactly. Or if they wanted to get really creative, they could have people in on it and have just like random dark figures pop up throughout the arena and everything. I mean, they could be very creative, but I'm curious to see if a team in the near future says, okay, we recognize that the family is really helping them keep the titles. How do we get the titles off of them? Let's separate whoever comes into the ring, whether that's Howdy and Rowan or whether that's Dexter and Joe. Let's separate the family from whoever's in the ring and let's see how they stand up to that.
And then that brings an interesting dynamic too. And we kind of saw this at Clash in Paris because Bronson and Braun Breaker were banned and out of the building. So it's like, oh, Seth don't have any help. And Heyman ain't there either. Well, look who shows up, Becky. So for the Wyatts, maybe that something like that happens. And maybe then we get old Vincent and Dutch coming to help them or something.
Yeah. Or, and Deanna saying you could put the family in the crowd, or Jeremy saying then that could be the way to bring Alexa.
There's always that question mark too. That Alexa's recently said that at some point she's probably going to be doing something with them.
Yeah. So there are multiple ways that you could pull this off if someone does get hip to that. Silverback saying, like, I love Bronson Reed, going back to our conversation about loving heels, especially if I think there are two qualities, for me at least, that make a heel more likable to me or more attractive for me to root for. If they have a motive that I can identify with or a realistic motive, and if they're somewhat of an underdog. Like if they've never quite been a champion, they've always been close, but can never get over the hump. Those are the types of heels I really, really love. And Bronson Reed, I love Bronson Reed because he's just, what are you going to do to stop that guy? I mean, honestly, quite honest. So yeah, I feel like, going back to Brandon's question earlier in the show, I feel like because of the family dynamic and because they're doing such a great job of making these teams question each other, I feel like they might have a little bit of a dominant run. So, Chris, I'm going to ask you, man, based off of that question earlier, when could you see them potentially dropping the titles, and what do you think the circumstances may be when we get to that point?
Man, that's a good question because, I could easily see them going, like I said, I could easily see it going into next year. And then, you typically don't have a match like that at Rumble and it's in Saudi next year, so I don't see that being the place. I mean, maybe I could see them even they ride it all the way to Mania, and then maybe they drop them there, but as part of like switching up their story, maybe that's when Alexa comes in or something, or some kind of big, a lot of times big story changes happen at Mania. Maybe they go and drop the belts there to somebody, and that just shifts their story into something else and away from the tag division that they've been doing for a while. I don't know, something like that could be cool.
I was just gonna ask you, you said it. I was gonna ask, what if their motives change?
Mm-hmm.
What if their goals change between now and
something else takes their focus instead of the tag division?
Right now, maybe it's the world title. Now maybe it's the IC title. Who knows? Silverback saying if the Righteous debut as their enemies, they'll be the one.
That could be cool too.
I actually like that.
Yeah,
I really like that thought, because what a way to establish the Righteous, and especially if they have any tie to Karrion Kross.
Yeah,
what a way to establish that faction, because I do worry, Chris, and I don't worry about this from my standpoint. I worry about it from the person who doesn't watch SmackDown or the PLEs for the Wyatt Sicks to see the cool moments like we want to see. I worry about the person who's watching for whoever else, and at some point they're going to seem possibly too dominant. So I love the idea of having another group that they can feud with and be somewhat their equals. What are your thoughts on something like that?
Yeah, I really like that, especially if you said if Karrion Kross were to end up coming back, because we already got that. We saw just the glimpse of a Karrion Kross and Wyatt Sicks potentially having something together. So I definitely see that happening at some point if they were able to bring him back.
Yeah, and
that would just be that. That could be just absolute storyline gold.
Yeah, absolutely. Jeremy's saying SmackDown will have to build a team to beat them. Again, I think the Righteous make a ton of sense. If they do end up in WWE, I think that makes a ton of sense to have them right off the bat be established as a legitimate threat.
Kind of like what they did with Motor City Machine Guns. They won the tag titles within like 2 weeks of them being on SmackDown. Exactly.
Yeah. And I want to see them more involved in this storyline too. I feel like I want to see more of Chris Sabin and Alex Shelley.
Yeah, we haven't seen much of them recently. They kind of fell to the back burner. Other than being in that big match they had, the multi-tag team match, but
I want to see more of them. And I think the other thing too with SmackDown's tag division is, yes, you have a hot hand right now with the Wyatt Sicks, but also don't forget about the rest of your teams. Have them continue to do other things, because that's the other thing that you don't want is people to say, well, they're just focusing on the Wyatt Sicks. They don't care about the rest of the division. I think they're doing this because they knew, like you said earlier, that they might have been behind the 8 ball a little bit in terms of momentum, and that they really needed to fast track this. So,
I feel like in the 2 or 3 months since they've been back, they've really done a good job of getting them reestablished again.
Yeah,
making something cohesive that feels right.
Right. Absolutely. And the last thing that I'll say about it anyway is, I feel like they've made this a tribute to Bray without Bray being what they completely lean on to further their storylines. They are definitely connected to him without being reliant upon him.
Yeah, it's not all about him by any means, but it's definitely inspired by him.
Right.
And
Absolutely.
they have the references to him and things like that to keep his
Yeah.
memory alive. But yeah, it's cool that they've been able to do their own thing. It being inspired by him, but yet still make it fresh and do different things.
Absolutely. And Alicia's saying, "Can I say congrats to Sami Zayn? Really deserves it." Yeah, congratulations, Sami
That really
Zayn.
shocked me. I did not expect him to
I didn't
win.
either. I was shocked. Yeah, that was. Yeah, congratulations, Sami Zayn. I mean, he's amazing. He's amazing.
Yeah, I agree with Deanna. I would have rather seen AJ win. I can't believe they didn't have him win there. I feel like
Yeah.
that was a mistake.
Yeah, I feel like they overthought that one. Just my opinion.
Yeah. Mhm.
Sean saying, from reports, I'm not sure how true, but the Righteous are finishing up independent dates and then could head to WWE.
I hope so. They're more than welcome to show up at WrestlePalooza when I'm there.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. Silverback saying, seems like they're trying to do the whole Daniel Bryan thing with him.
Mm.
Yeah, that kind of ultimate underdog. Yeah. Deanna, when you got a crowd singing for 5 minutes, 5 minutes straight,
I loved AJ.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. And plus, I mean, they know too that he's in the twilight of his career.
Yeah,
that he won't be going.
He has to get some kind of another title run before he's done it. It has to happen.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. Even if he only holds the title for a freaking week.
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
Something. Because man, he deserves it. He's earned it.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people in the wrestling business have problems with people saying certain wrestlers deserve things, but have they earned it? He's earned it.
Oh yeah, 100%.
He's a guy that's earned it. So yeah. All right, Chris, man, we're gonna start to wrap this episode up, but I want to first say, again, if you don't mind, folks, drop a like on the video, and if you are new to the channel, welcome. We're glad that you're here. Hopefully, you enjoyed the discussion. Drop a comment in the comments. Let us know your thoughts, your theories. We'd love to discuss them. And subscribe to the channel. We'll be back on Thursday for TNA Wrestling, really heating up. We've got Victory Road coming up, so that should be good. And we've got a lot of good stuff leading up to that. I want to see what happens with Trick Williams. Because his attorney last we saw was got hit with the Cobra, and hopefully is not charging Trick for those hours as billable. So, but yeah, it's been really good. So yeah, we
yeah. I know we only know like one match so far, but even based on that one match and what some potential is going to be, I think Bound for Glory is going to be amazing this year. Yeah,
I feel like Bound for Glory, on paper, and no disrespect to WWE, but Bound for Glory might be the biggest card in TNA's history. For some reason, I feel like that, but we will get into that and much more. We'll start to talk about Bound for Glory, talk about Victory Road, and got to throw this in there. This week's episode of TNA Impact is live. Live show. So come join me for that on Thursday, 7:55 Eastern, PM, not AM. If you come in the AM, you will be alone.
Yeah.
But come join me Thursday night. Not sure who all will be there, but maybe we'll have some folks pop in and out during the stream. So, yeah, come join me for that 7:55 p.m. Eastern on Thursday. Maybe Joe, we might be able to do Between the Ropes this Sunday. We'll let you know on Thursday if that's the case. But yeah, stay tuned for that. But anyway, before we get out of here, Chris, any final thoughts? Please share them, man, before we head out.
I'm always excited for SmackDown every week because of the Wyatt Sicks, but now with Chicago and CM Punk and potentially AJ Lee, like I am so stoked for SmackDown this Friday.
It's gonna be a good one. It's gonna be a good one.
And hopefully, I'd love to see Bo again talking some more stuff to these tag teams, especially the Street Profits, to see if he can drive that wedge a little further. I think that would be a cool angle to see.
Yeah, I'd love to see it again. And since you've had it be Bo as the one talking to them, keep it that way.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think it adds a level of intrigue and mystery to the story. And as Deanna said a little bit earlier, another layer to the story that is awesome. I'm loving it. I'm digging it. So, and speaking of digging, please, Righteous, show up.
Yes.
That's so funny.
We dig what you're saying.
we dig what you're saying, and we want to hear more of it. So, yeah. But yeah, Chris, man, thank you so much for the discussion in the chat. Thank you, everyone in the chat. Thank you all for joining us and sharing your theories and ideas with us during this episode. We greatly appreciate it. And Chris and I are going to head out of here. Thank you all so much again for joining us. We greatly appreciate you. Drop a like on the video if you haven't already. I'm going to give you one more reminder. And if you're watching after the fact, drop us a comment and let us know what you thought of the episode, and let us know what you think about what's going on with the Wyatt Sicks. We'd love to hear it. All right, everyone, have a good evening. Go watch some NXT. Go check out Tazzy's channel for a watch along, and we will see you next time on Fireflies Forever. Good night, everyone.
I am the color red in a world full of black and white.
Brace for the change, brace for the rage, brace for the wave. I've been going through it. Y'all know the pain, driving insane, deep in your veins. Y'all know how I prove it. Strut through the lanes, gripping the grain. Miles an hour, yeah, miles of fluid. Mask on, asking, why should I do it? Because no one is moving. I came from the swamp, the mud. Algorithm told me I was the plug. Fear for the fiend, you know what I mean. I've been through all of the lesson and hugs, and that is because I've had an all hope who enter here. So listen clear, I made your dreams. Fireflies don't disappear.